I usually try to make the show about you, but today I've got updates. I hope somehow this can encourage you. I'm exhausted. It's been a job of work. You'll notice there's one big project that's missing. Stick around. I'm Mike. You're watching My Car Shop. Probably was our last episode. We were making the bottom trim for the 39 pickup. The cab is here. You'll notice the yellow strap. I'm working on pulling the cab square. We're going to have an episode coming on that. The Oakland is back in its original hole. The generator is off. I've got to go pick it up from my generator guy, take the armature and ship it to Virginia to get the armature rewound. And of course, the Forsyth Duster is now here in the primary project spot. So there's a lot of stuff going on for sure. Moving the Duster wasn't too big a deal except for the right front tire going flat every 3.5 seconds. So we had to pump that up about 10 times to get the car moved out and into position here. It's not exactly where I want it yet, but it's close. I'm at the point now on this where I want it to be able to roll back and forth because we are going to be getting that inner rocker panel put on here real soon so that we can get the torsion bar cross member in this car and get slamming on getting those floorboards, floor pans put in the car. We have one more yet to fabricate. We bought the 2 front ones. I made the under seat panel already. The hood is about 80% done with the inner structure because of it being rotted out. We've got one more brace to weld in. Remember, on this car, it's about a preservation, not a restoration. I have hoods for these cars, but we don't want to change the hood. We want to preserve everything that Bob had on the car back in the day. So this is truly a preservation of a real vintage drag car from the 70s. I think I have all of the chassis stuff figured out now. I know in the last episode that I laid it all out with you guys. I still had a couple questions. I think I figured those out. I don't even remember what those questions were at this point. The biggest thing I'm trying to figure out now in engineering it is where the 2 frame rails overlap, the kind of X member I'm going to do. I want to try to tie the X member into the frame connect, but I also need to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the transmission. I think we're going to be okay because on the A body, which is the suspension we're using, the frame comes back and drops down like this. And so the transmission pan is about level with the frame rails. On this, because we're not doing it that way, I think our transmission is going to be down below the frame rail here, and our X member is going to be above it. So I don't think we're going to have any problems, but those are the kinds of things that I'm thinking through all the time. We're also going to do a digital failure analysis, stress analysis of the frame design to make sure that everything is copacetic and nothing is so pathetic. So my main camera is dead. Last episode I was able to use it, but I had to use different software. It was a long story, but my microphones weren't working, so I used a different mic, and I wasn't happy with the audio quality. So I'm using a different camera today. The audio quality is going to be good, but the video quality is probably not going to be quite as good. This is what I got until I can get that sorted out. Anyway, let's take a walk. I'll show you a couple things out back in the back room. So back here right now, I've got some more organizing to do, but I've got scoops in here for now. He will be coming further forward and probably going that way. I got to get these cabinets hung. I think I know where I'm going to hang them. And I'd like more room in here, but I got a little bit of work to do to figure all that out. I got another project coming that's going to be out there for the winter, I think. Not 100% sure on that, but I will be putting something under the tent for sure this winter. I want to get a couple more straps, guide out that way so that when the wind blows, it tends to do this. I don't think it's going to go over, but we can get up to 60, 70 mile an hour winds here sometimes. And I don't want to have a nice car in there and have it blow into the car and cause problems. I thought about putting Sassy in there, but I don't know. So let's go for a walk. I'm going to take you and show you something else now. I'm proud of this one. I just did this today. I didn't do an episode on it. Yeah, still working on the CTS. That's for sale. Hopefully we can get that sold here in a few weeks. But this is what I wanted you to see right here. I got the rallies all the way around now on stitches. Did the back ones today. I had some tires on a set of GM rims that were the right size, so I threw those on there. I painted the rims up, got those all put on. I'm loving the way the car looks. Now I want to get the top black. I want to put the doors on and but we're not ready for all that yet. But these two cars, I may leave this one here for the winter. That one's going to go out back. That one's going to go out back. Of course, I'm driving that one. The car trailer is out back now, kind of as a wind block for the tent. Again, I got this side all done up. I had the left front wheel was leaking, so I fixed that today. So hopefully now I've got this one so I can roll it around without any problems. But I just love it sitting out here and being able to look at it. And yeah, it's sitting a little high in the back because there's no weight in the car. Get a motor, transmission, trunk lids, glass, doors, all that stuff, and that back end will go. Really haven't been doing anything to Wanda except driving it. Driving the wheels off of it, actually. The only thing I don't like about the truck is the, 8 miles to the gallon, but it is what it is. Not going to really do much more with that. Eventually I'll get some wheel openings done for the box and stuff, but overall, she's a farm truck, so the focus needs to be on the other projects in the shop. Yesterday, I brought that green Mini Countryman in here and detailed it. It was wonderful. I just brought it in, turned it a little bit, was able to open it up. And with the distance to the pole, I wish I didn't have to have these poles here, but the fact is I do. When I engineered all of this and rebuilt it, I just could not handle without putting a huge steel I-beam in here that would have come down to about here. So I chose to go with the hardwood, and it's tripled, but the joint is right in here, and the only way to support it was with these poles. We did put scissor trusses out on the center post, so this room was free span. There used to be a load wall in here. This has been here now for 10 years, so no worries there. But anyway, so we can hopefully, like if I want to bring the 69 Charger in here, I can bring it in, swing it over this way, get the front end right up in here. This stuff won't be here at that point. I'll be able to work on it, be able to work on under the hood. We need to do wiring on that. I've got glass to put in it, so in there I can get the doors open. My plan for the chassis table is to put it on casters. That's not ideal. You already know that we're going to be building the front half of the frame and then the back half of the frame. I'm doing that for this very reason, because I'm limited on shop space. Once I get the cab on the frame, it won't be quite as bad, but this is what I've got to deal with right now. So, and I think the way I've designed the frame, doing front, doing back, and then marrying the two, or doing the front and then adding the back on, makes the most sense. But the chassis table that I'm going to build is probably not going to be terribly high, a little higher than that. And I'll have it on casters, but it will have screws, long threaded screws, to set it in place and then run it down and get it leveled with a laser level, so that wherever I'm working on it, it's true and square. It's the reality of working in a shop when I just don't have enough space. Now, I know I have a ton of space compared to a lot of people. I get that. I'm super blessed. But I have a lot of projects I'm trying to accomplish. There's a method to all of this madness, and this is just the way it is. So, it's trying to make the best, most efficient use of the space that I can. Some people say, well, why don't you just focus on one project at a time? Because if I did that, I would get nothing done at all. I get bored easily. I need time to think through. Like the last time I worked on the Duster was the hood. That was probably close to 9-10 months ago. I've been working on that car in my head. A lot of times that's the way it goes, is I'll get a start on something and then I need to incubate. The 39 has been that way since we got it home. When did we get that home? Has it been here a year now? Probably. And when I got it home, I started working on it, got the body off, all that, got the cab shored up and back upright, et cetera, et cetera. And now I've been cogitating and planning. I've been researching. ChatGPT and I have spent a lot of time having discussions about different ways to do things. Remember, that is an AI-inspired project. I won't say inspired. It's an AI I don't want to say coached. We're using AI as part of the project. That's all I'll say. Um, Most of the time, I have to school ChatGPT because it's trying to do things wrong. But uh, I spent a lot of time kicking ideas and finally realized that the S10 chassis wasn't the way to go. And building this from scratch and using Duster front end, which is why we call it the Fun Dust Truck or Funderstruck, like Thunderstruck, um, is definitely the way we want to do that project. And so it just takes me a while to sort through things. In the meantime, I can be working on other things like stitches and so forth. Have had several projects also that I've been doing in the machine shop with my nephew. Remember, these are his machines that he's letting me use them basically until I die. Um, and he's had some projects for the farm that we've done. We fixed a plate for a big, huge Cummins in one of his big tractors. And then recently, another project, we had to make a taper, inside taper adapter for a blower on a corn dryer that he's making. And so we've got another one of those to make yet. He's doing most of the work, but I'm helping him with the setup and so forth. So anyway, we get to, he says, he likes to come over because we get to spend some quality time together, which is good. I don't get to spend enough time with my nephew. So it works out good for both of us. And it's fun to come out for a few hours in an evening and hang out and, share my knowledge and experience and learn some things from him too. Probably the last 10 days has been major cleaning in the shop. Once stitches came off and I was able to roll it out, I vacuumed the entire center of the shop. It doesn't look like it now. It needs it again. I still need to do this. I've got a lot of organizing. I'm sorting out where those cabinets are going to go. I'm leaning towards putting them on the wall there, but I got to measure and make sure they're going to fit. I thought about putting them in the back. I'm not sure. I got this cabinet over there. I got to sort out where I'm going to put that. I considered taking that whiteboard down, but I know for a fact that with the Thunderstruck here, I really do need that whiteboard up on the wall to be able to jot notes on where I'm at or do some dimensioning or chicken scratch some designs. So I think that's good. I've always wanted a chassis area in the shop. And honestly, I think having it right here with the machine shop probably makes the most sense. If I ever get my other shop built that I want to build on the property here, I want one shop that's completely just the fab shop, machine shop area. I want an area that's just paint and body, and then I want a mechanical area. And this will probably become more storage, but that's a lot of money from now. And considering my financial situation, I don't see that happening anytime before I die. I also want to be able to bring Fat Fanny in here so that I can get that last door card made and then start upholstering the interior on that car. It's in the car trailer out back. Both car trailers are out back now. I'm using the big white one as a wind block for the tent, like I said. The Hemi truck is just hooked up to it, and that's where it's going to stay for now till I get around to getting that fixed. That probably won't be till spring. Once that Mini sells, we'll probably bring that Hemi in, tear it down, oil pump it, cam it, get rid of that MDS system, put a tuner in it, and get it ready to rock and roll. And then Becky and I will make a decision if we're going to keep it or if we're going to sell it. Don't know yet. Probably if I get rid of a lot of the technology in it like that and put a tuner on it, probably we'll just keep it and run the wheels off of it. So we'll see. But I keep coming back to this, but she was out here the other day looking at it, and I can tell she's getting excited about it. And she's already, how's it going to be in the snow, that kind of stuff, because she plans on this basically being her daily. And that really excites me. We're going to no tech. We're going old school. And to have my wife driving around in a rat rod truck is just the cat's meow as far as I'm concerned. She wants the grandpa glasses windshield back in it that opens. We'll see. The frame is wasted. Those frames are super expensive to be able to buy new ones. I would prefer putting a bomber glass in it like I did on the 47. That's a simple install. We'll see how it goes. It's a part of it is the timeline on the project. She really wants that truck on the road next fall. And I'm doing everything I can to put it right at the top of the list. So my project priorities are really 3 projects that are number 1 priority, and we're going to be doing equal work on all of them. I'm still not sure what that's going to look like yet, but the 39, the Forsyth, and the Challenger. And then we'll be occasionally bringing other stuff in here. Once the weather turns to crap, we'll figure out how it goes. But we've got windshield frame, back glass frame, cowl, and a fender well to finish on stitches. Then the body is done. So then we may switch stuff around a little bit, bring something else in here. But I need to get the doors done. We got a door skin to put on. We get the fenders to finish up. We got a little bit of work to do on the roof yet as well. And that's kind of where I want to go with this one too, is I want to strip the hood, the fenders, and the doors off of it, get everything off of it, and then put those parts up in the warehouse out of the way, focus on the main body, get it done, and then get it out of the shop so we can start bringing the pieces and parts down and getting them done. So that's kind of where we're at. That's my mindset. I hope that maybe from that in some way, by sharing that lets you think about your own projects. I have a lot. I still have that big truck to get home. Matter of fact, I'm going over to clean that out. It's full of crap, literally full of crap, coon crap and garbage. So I'm going to go clean that thing out. There's a dumpster there now where I've got it stored, and get all the crap out of it. And then be getting that home probably before the end of the year. So we'll see how it goes. All right, that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you hanging out for the updates. Drop your questions down there. Hopefully just my blathering on about stuff lets you think about your projects and the way you're approaching them, maybe helps you think differently. The shop reset was huge. I spent well into the evening the other night going around and moving all this stuff, and that Oakland was a bugger to move by myself, but we got her done, and I'm really happy about that. So I've just been thinking about mobility and how to keep things more mobile here at My Car Shop. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for being here. Don't forget we have channel memberships for as little as $5 a month, and you get access to behind the scenes stuff as well as awareness of things that are happening long before they're aired on the channel. Oh yeah, and don't forget, because at MKS, it is the most important thing. Rock!